What is up? Good morning. May 2nd, 2026 weekly update. Highlight this week is this last Wednesday and Thursday. I wrote a fair amount on those 2 days. I did 3 mics each night, Wednesday and Thursday. And I had some good sets. I'm really happy about that. Anytime I sit down with my set, I go over my jokes, I rewrite them, I think about them, I tinker them, I write some new jokes, anything like that. And then I go up on stage and I get good reactions with what I'm doing. That feels good. That always feels good. And so Thursday was definitely the best night for comedy, or at least for my jokes, I mean, because, well, first off, I got Vanessa's windshield tinted with the ceramic tint, and ceramic tint makes a huge difference. If you've ever thought about putting ceramic tint on your car, it blocks the UV rays, which is the main thing that will, like, I don't know the exact science behind it, but the UV rays is basically what really heats things up through windows, right? So you can put like a blocker over it. I forget what they're called, a screen protector, not a screen protector, but like a windshield cover, kind of like what I got on my back windows right here. Those help. But then with the tint, that helps even more. So just insulation on top of insulation on top of insulation with Vanessa, I can feel the difference in here. It still gets hot in here, but the air doesn't feel like that hot air feeling. It's hot, but it's not hot air. It's hard to describe, really. When you feel it, you understand. It feels like the moisture in the air isn't steamy, if that makes any sense. So I'm really, really happy about that, because now that all the windows are tinted, doing the podcast in here is gonna be easier. I'll say that it's gonna be easier. That's why I also got the AC in here. It's going to help slow down the heat from getting in here, which means the AC will keep this area cooler, easier, which means that it'll be easier for me and my guest, whoever I'm talking to for my podcast, to just sit in here and have a conversation, right? That's been that's been a big thing that I've given a lot of thought to, of just like, how do I mitigate the heat in Vanessa while recording a podcast in the Texas sun, right? So got that done on Thursday. And then I did all that writing on Thursday as well. I sat in front of my joke journal um, for 4 hours, right? I've been reading this one book, the New Comedy Bible, by Judy Carter. A fair number of comedians have heard about it, but I got the newer edition because I was reading through the first edition. I was really enjoying it. I was enjoying the exercises in particular. So I was like, you know what? Let me just get the new edition. Um, and one thing in there, and then just one thing that I've heard multiple times, is to do comedy, you got to write every day. And I could probably write every day. I probably could. But I found, for me, what I really like is fewer longer sessions, right? So 2, 3 days where I sit and I write for 3, 4 hours. Honestly, that works really well for me right now. Of course, I live in a van and I work part-time, and I don't have any kids or a wife or a mortgage. So I understand that I have the time to have these giant blocks where I can do that. That said, I really like it. I really like it. I really like sitting there, looking at my jokes, thinking them over, thinking about the set that I did last night, listening to the set that I did, because I'm recording them. I'm not recording the video, I'm just recording the audio. And, hearing the jokes that got a laugh, or that got a reaction, and then literally writing down exactly what I said, the way I said it, right? And then off of that, using that as like the template for the next time I go on stage, or removing any words that I can, right? Um, what I found is my jokes, my setups are really, really wordy. They're very, very long. but the punchline works. The joke works. It's just the setup is like this long, and then the punchline is like that long. I mean, it's a punchline. It's supposed to be short and quick, but the setup is still like that long. It's a really long setup. So I'm kind of in this place of like, well, how can I like get that to be like this long? You know, um, I don't know. That's part of the writing process, and then with that comes being familiar with the joke and the timing of the joke and getting it down to what it to the bare essence of what it needs to be to work, right? So I like writing that way. It works for me right now. I'm gonna keep doing it because I am busy. I am busy. I've got other things I need to do. Like I'm starting to look at equipment for the podcast in here. Starting to put together that list, doing research on how exactly am I going to have it set up in here to do it and everything. The logo, I have the logo sketched out. I got the idea thought out and everything. I did all that work months ago, maybe even a year ago now. So I need to sit down with Illustrator and actually illustrate out the logo and you know get the logo, get the equipment, um, get a lineup of guests, and then just start, right? Just start. I don't know when exactly I'm gonna start. I'm aiming for like September or October. That's kind of like what I'm aiming for. Um, but we'll see how that goes. All that to say, back to the comedy. Yeah, I did all that writing. I did the writing Wednesday. I did writing on Thursday. I'm gonna write today, and so no. Then I have the new jokes. I sit down. I read them over a few times. I make a note to myself of like, all right, what do I want to focus on with this set, or with these jokes for the sets that I do tonight. I make a little note about that, and then I go to the mics and I do the jokes and I record them, rinse, repeat. And that process right there is working. It's working really well for me right now. Cause then that first set that I did Thursday night, it worked. And I'm really happy it worked. I have it recorded. I haven't listened back to it yet, but I'm going to. And it's nice. It's nice seeing my efforts actually pay off in laughs, right? Because that's what I'm going for. I want to make the comedy. I want to make the comedy laugh. I want to make the audience laugh. And then I did my jokes again for the second set on Thursday. Same thing, got laughs. I'm just like, all right, cool. There's definitely laughter here. These jokes are definitely working. And then I did it again the third set and not as many laughs. Um, but I still got some chuckles. I still got some head nods or whatever of people just like, oh, that's funny. I get that. I get what he said there. And that was it. Excuse me. Still waking up. And that was it. So, you know, it's it I'm in a good spot right now. I'm in a good spot of being consistent about doing mics, writing material, writing material, doing mics, recording the set, recording the audio, listening back, and then rewriting the jokes, writing new jokes if I want to write new jokes, and just keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. I've had a few comics mention to me that they see how consistent I've been working and they want me to get better, right? So that's been cool. It's just it's like being consistent in what I'm doing myself, but then also hearing other comics say to me that they see the work that I'm doing and they hear me getting funnier and they one of them wants me to get funny, right? They want me to get better. So I'm happy about that. It just it just takes so much time. It takes so much time, you know. I was talking with someone about that actually on the retreat that I went on last weekend. And they was just like, "Oh, just record your stuff and put it out online. That's all you got to do." I'm just like, "Yeah, that is all I got to do. You're just leaving out one one little detail, which is I got to be funny. I have to be funny." That's all you're leaving out, right? Yeah, record your material and put your content out online, and just put it out there. Don't worry about it being overproduced or being well and everything. Just get it out there, because then that's how you're going to build your following and everything. I'm just like, yeah, you're right. You're right about all of that. You just don't understand how much work it takes to write jokes. Like, you have no idea what you're saying right now. I'm really kind of getting to the point where when people start talking to me about comedy, or start talking about like putting stuff out with jokes and stuff, that I'm not there yet, but I feel myself getting there, which is, I kind of want to say, like, let's not talk about this. Like, you don't practice stand-up comedy. You don't you don't understand how much work it takes. You don't understand how many times I got to go through failure before I even get a laugh. You don't know how long I'm up late into the night waiting to go on and do a set for like 3, 4 people. Like, you don't understand what you're saying right now. And I kind of want to tell you to shut up, because you're totally out of your element right now. But I don't want to be rude, so let's just not have this conversation, right? I'm really feeling like I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there, because hearing people tell me what they think I should do when they have no idea what's involved. It's like, I get that it's coming from a good place, but then at the same time, it's like, I just kind of don't want to listen to them anymore, because it's the same thing every single time. It's the same thing every single time. And it just gets old. It gets tiring. I'm getting tired of repeating myself, saying the same thing to the same questions for the same thoughts every single time. That, like, I almost don't even want to tell people that I do stand-up comedy. Like, I really don't, because I get the same questions every single time. What type of comedy do you do? What, like, how, I know, I'm sure you don't know it, but like, what's your brand of comedy, right? What's your genre of comedy? Or like, why don't you just, like, oh, you've got an Instagram and I'm following you on Instagram, but like, where's your content? Just put it out. Just put it out. Just like, dude, shut up. Like, shut up. Like, you don't. Like, I wish I had more content to put out. That's the thing. Like, I wish I did, but I don't, because it's a lot of work to just get a joke working. Like, geez, shut up. But I don't know. It gets frustrating for sure. It definitely gets frustrating. Um, and nobody watches this far into the video, so like, whatever, whatever. No one's gonna hear this, so I'm just talking to myself. Um, but yeah, let's just leave it at that. The retreat was all right. Talking to somebody, they're telling me to put content out and everything like that, and it is what it is. So who cares? Comedy is a lot of work. So, but all right, I'll leave it at that. 13 minutes and 30 seconds and counting. Um, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching and or listening. Like and subscribe if you would like to do so, whoever you are. And as always, God bless. Goodbye.